Welcome to Jason's Jewels, the best sports show you've never heard of. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, and today we will get caught up on some NFL action, talk a little college football. I'll give you a quick NASCAR update, a very quick Major League Baseball playoff update, and also an update on the fantasy football team that I know y'all don't care about. But anyway, first up, we will quickly discuss the MLB playoffs as the division series in both leagues are underway we will see who emerges out of these best of 5 series that we have going on right now. And first up, we're going to talk about the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and his Toronto Blue Jays are absolutely killing the Yankees right now as the Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead over the Yankees in this best of 5 series. They will face off in Game 3 tonight at Yankee Stadium as the Blue Jays won Game 1 by the score of 10-1, and then they won Game 2 by the score of 13-7. Carlos Rodon will take the mound for the Yankees tonight, and Shane Bieber will take the mound for the Blue Jays tonight. The Blue Jays have shown, and when I say they have shown, I mean they have shown that they have the offensive firepower to compete with anyone in the Major League Baseball as long as they can stay healthy. And truthfully, they haven't been healthy all year long. So the fact that they're dominating the way that they're dominating right now, while they still aren't fully healthy, because Bo Bichette is not even on the playoff roster right now. So for the Blue Jays to be playing this way while they aren't healthy is a message to the rest of the league that they are not to be messed with. With Vladdy being unconscious right now and the rest of the Blue Jays launching the ball all over the place, they look strong and ready to make a deeper run into the postseason of Major League Baseball. And we'll see what happens, We'll see if they can close it out. They should be able to close it out tonight, but if not, there's always tomorrow. And if the Yankees can manage to win tomorrow and tonight, then we're talking about a Game 5 series that's going to be in Toronto for all the marbles. As far as these two teams, these two playoff rivals, we'll see who emerges from the dust. But anyway, that's all we got for the Yankees and Blue Jays. Up next, also playing tonight, will be the Seattle Mariners taking on the Detroit Tigers, and they're in the Game 3 as well. Now, this series is tied 1 game apiece as Detroit won Game 1 in 11 innings by the score of 3-2, and then Seattle won Game 2 in regulation by the same score of 3-2. Game 3 will be played in Detroit as Jack Flaherty takes the mound for Detroit and Logan Gilbert will take the bump for Seattle. Jorge Polanco and Julio Rodriguez have been clutch for the Mariners, and it's likely a matter of time before Cal Raleigh launches some balls into the seats. Highly competitive series that I can see going 5 games. May the best team win. On Wednesday, the Phillies and Dodgers will resume their series with Game 3 taking place in Los Angeles. The Dodgers are up 2-0 as they came from behind to win Game 1 5-3, and then they held off a 9th inning rally by the Philadelphia Phillies to win Game 2 by the score of 4-3. Now, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, and Bryce Harper are a combined 2 for 21 in this series. And look, folks, if Philly expects to win these series, they're going to need these three bats to start stroking some balls straight up. Without their production, the Phillies will get swept, and I don't care how good their regular season was. Look, Kyle Schwarber hit 56 home runs, and like I said, I don't think he's got a hit at all in the division series. And I'm sorry, the Phillies are not going to win if their boy Schwarbs can't put the ball into the bleachers. So we'll see what happens in Game 3. We'll see if Schwarber can bounce back, do what he does, launch a couple home runs, because he's definitely due. And we'll see if the Phillies can extend this series and manage to make it a 5-game series, because at this point, that's what they're going to need as the Dodgers are up 2-0, and the Dodgers, they just need to win one more game. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday night. All I know is the Phillies better snap out of it quickly. Now, on the other side, Shohei Ohtani is 1 for 9 from the plate, but his teammates have picked up his slack as Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, and Kiki Hernandez are all shining so far in this series. Heading back to L.A. up 2-0, this could be over Wednesday night if the Phillies aren't careful. Aaron Nola will take the mound for the Phillies, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto will be pitching for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We shall see what happens with that. Now, last but not least, the Milwaukee Brewers have been tormenting the Chicago Cubs in the same fashion as the Blue Jays over the Yankees. The Brewers have scored 16 runs in 2 games against the Cubs, and the Cubs are having a hard time finding consistency when they're at the plate, as well as on the pitcher's mound. Anyway, Jackson Chourio, William Contreras, and Christian Yelich have been leading the way for the Brewers, and Andrew Vaughn hit a 3-run bomb in the bottom of the first inning last night, quickly tie the game, and it launched the Brewers into another relatively easy win against the Cubs. I really thought this series would be closer, and this is one I was looking forward to because they're so close in proximity to one another, and I really thought it would be closer. And they head back to Chicago for Game 3. The Cubs obviously need to win this game to keep their hopes alive against the Brewers. Quinn Priester will take the mound for the Brewers, and Jameson Talon will take the mound for the Cubs. My takeaways on these divisional series so far is that they really hadn't gone how I thought they would. I thought they would be a little bit more competitive. And seeing that the Seattle and Detroit is the only one competitive is kind of surprising to me. So I really thought the Yankees and Blue Jays would be more competitive. But we'll see what happens. My prediction is that the Blue Jays will face the Seattle Mariners in the American League Championship Series, and the Dodgers and Brewers will meet in the National League Championship Series. If anything other than these matchups take place, that means the division series provided us with a ton of drama and gave us some insane finishes and some insane baseball to get to the next round. Either way it goes, I will be watching. No doubt. Now, we are moving on to NASCAR. And yes, Shane Van Gisbergen has done it again. Shane Van Gisbergen, also known as SVG, put on yet another clinic on a road course as he won the Roval by 15 seconds over second-place driver Kyle Larson. SVG is not a playoff driver as he was eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. However, this is his 5th consecutive win on a road course and his 3rd road course race won by double digits all this year. When it comes to dominating the road courses, I haven't seen this level of dominance since Jeff Gordon was dominating the road courses back when he was running around doing his thing on the track. And truthfully, this is more impressive than what Jeff Gordon used to do on those road course races. And personally, I think SVG gets a lot of unnecessary hate for his dominance, but I love it. I'm here for it all. I hope it continues, and I hope that he breaks every road course record that NASCAR has to offer. Guys like him, we should be appreciating what he does because what he's doing is something special. And if you can't appreciate what he's doing, then I have to question how much you even like NASCAR to begin with, because what I want to see is people driving fast. And if one dude is fast on particular tracks, I want to see that dude dominate those tracks. So again, SVG, you keep doing your thing, big dog. Keep doing your thing. I see you. I definitely see you, and I enjoy it. Now, as for the NASCAR playoffs, we have moved on to the round of 8 as 4 more drivers have been eliminated, and the cream of the crop has officially risen to the top. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, and Joey Logano will battle it out over the next 3 races to move to the championship round of 4 at Phoenix. Now, the next 3 races this week will be Las Vegas. After that, it will be Talladega. And then after that, it will be Martinsville. Now, to be clear, Las Vegas, there's a couple of drivers such as Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, even Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain. They're all very good at this track. Now, out of those drivers I mentioned, Kyle Larson and Joey Logano are the 2 playoff drivers. So I would not be surprised to see one of them emerge victorious from this race. And if Joey Logano, I'm telling you people, he snuck into the round of 8. If he can manage to pull out this win and get this win at Vegas, he's going to be in prime position to go back-to-back as a NASCAR champion. And truthfully, since I'm having this discussion about Joey Logano in Las Vegas, let's have that discussion. A lot of people, a lot of NASCAR fans do not like the current playoff format. And they don't like it because of situations like this where somebody like Joey Logano, who's been an average driver all year long, he hasn't been one of the best. He's probably not even top 10 for real, if we're really going to be real about how well Joey Logano has been this year. But all he had to do was win a race. He's in the playoffs. Now all he has to do now is win another race, and he's moving on to the next round. Again, He snuck into these rounds, and truthfully, he shouldn't be in there, but that's all Denny Hamlin's fault because Denny Hamlin's crew didn't let him know what was going on. And had Denny known that he shouldn't pass Ross Chastain in the last race, he never would have passed him. Joey don't get in, Ross gets in. But Denny had no clue what was going on. So what did he do? He passed Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain ran into Denny, ended up driving across the finish line backwards. Denny made the playoffs, or made the next round of the playoffs, but Ross Chastain, in his efforts, did not make the next round of the playoffs, all because Denny didn't know what was going on. And because of that, it allowed Joey Logano to sneak into the next round, where now we're headed to Vegas, where Joey Logano is really, really good, people. I'm telling you. So don't be surprised if Joey Logano emerges victorious from this race and goes on to the playoff round, goes on to the round of 4, I should say, and puts himself in a prime position to defend his championship. Now, I will say this. I do think and expect Ryan Blaney to emerge victorious in the championship this year, but it's not going to be easy. He's going to probably have to wait until he gets to Martinsville where he can go on and dominate and get in that I got to win mode. But there's not many drivers better at Martinsville than Ryan Blaney, and there's not many drivers better than Ryan Blaney at Phoenix. So do not be surprised if Ryan Blaney emerges victorious as the 2025 NASCAR champion. There'll be another championship for Penske as they keep doing what they do. Penske's got this playoff formula down pat, people. They got it down pat. So if you're mad at the playoff format, I get it. I understand. Personally, I really don't care what they do. They can keep this format or they can go back to the old school 36 race format. I really don't care. I will be watching either way it goes. All I know is if they go back to the 36 drivers, I don't want to hear nobody complaining about how boring the championship race is when one person is dominating all the races and one person is ahead by so much that there's just no entertainment going into the championship races. But there's going to be pros and cons to every format. And again, I can't stress this enough. I just want to see dudes go fast. And as long as they go fast, I really don't care how you determine your champion. I'm not mad at this format. I'm not going to be mad at the other format. I'm just tired of hearing people complain because that's all people can do is complain. They complain about NASCAR, complain about the format, they complain about the bullshit ass car, which I'm definitely here with you on that bullshit ass car. But at the end of the day, if you like NASCAR, you'll still be watching, just like I plan to be watching myself. Again, expect some playoff changes coming in the offseason, but for now, Ryan Blaney will probably be your 2025 NASCAR champion because Penske Motorsports knows how to win in this format. And as long as it's not Joey Logano, shit, I'm good. I don't want to see Joey Logano win again because Joey Logano be on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see Joey Logano win. I'm all for Ryan Blaney to win. I don't want to see Kyle Larson win. So anybody besides those two. Personally, for me, since Bubba can't win, it's going to be Ryan Blaney, then Chase Elliott, and then who else is there? Maybe Christopher Bell. No, Denny. I'd like to see Denny get it. Denny comes in third. So those are the 3 drivers I would like to see win it. Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin. All the rest of them, if they win, yay, congratulations. But as long as it ain't Logano, as long as it ain't Larson, it's all good here. But either way it goes, time to move on to college football. And yes, we're briefly going to talk college football. I'm in and out on college football. You know, one week I'm in, next week I'm out. This week I got one toe. I got to dip my toe in the water. College football, I'm just waiting on the playoffs. That's when the fun is going to start. The fun is really going to start in the playoffs because the way these games have been scheduled and the way the parity is taking over college football, you can't tell when you got a good game or not. You just got to sit down and watch it and wait and see what happens. But anyway, in college football this past weekend, it was rather lackluster, I would say. Miami defeated Florida State 28-22 in what I thought was the game of the week. And the game shows the score being much closer than the game actually was. Miami got up 28-3 at one point, and the game was never really in doubt. Florida State scored 19 unanswered points late in the fourth quarter, mostly late in the fourth quarter, to create the final margin. And that's really what happened. It was never really a threat, never really a worry. If I was a Miami fan, I definitely wouldn't have been worried. As a Florida State fan, I was like, man, y'all ain't going to win this game. But anyway, Miami is now number 3 in the country with nothing but their ACC schedule ahead of them to finish the regular season. So we are absolutely about to find out what Miami is made of as 4-1 Louisville will come to town this weekend. I think they beat Louisville. I don't think they should have too many problems with Louisville, but you never, ever know. So it's a game I'll be keeping an eye on. Might not be watching it, but I'll definitely be following and keeping an eye on that one. UCLA, they defeated Penn State this past weekend to give Penn State their second loss in a row, and it bumped Penn State completely out of the top 25. They were number 6 against Oregon, took that L, dropped to number 7 against UCLA, took that L, and now they ain't even ranked. That's what we're doing. I mean, I ain't trying to say Penn State deserves to be ranked. I ain't sat and watched a lot of Penn State football this year. But I don't know how you can have a team that was ranked 6th one week, 7th the next week, and then they lose and they fall all the way to unranked. I don't know, man. Seems a little sketchy to me. But, it's going to be what it's going to be. They should have beat UCLA, and they really have no excuse to not beat UCLA. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think UCLA had won a game, or maybe they'd only won one. I'm really not sure off the top of my head. Probably should have looked that up before I came on here to talk about it, but that's my bad. But either way it goes, they are now unranked, and their next game will be against Northwestern at home. And all I got to say about that is life comes at you fast, real fast. Now, Florida defeated Texas as the Archman in preseason hype is officially dead. I can't lie. I hate it because his last name catapulted him to hype that he clearly was not ready for. And I hate to say it, but he doesn't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Florida, on the other hand, is proven to be better than what their record says, and Texas is proven to be a bit overrated. But the Red River rivalry is up next for Texas, and quite frankly, I expect them to take that L to Oklahoma. But we shall see. Florida themselves, they travel to Texas A&M as they continue to try to prove to everyone that they are better than their record. Keep an eye on this Florida Texas A&M game. I'm not sold that Texas A&M is a great team. And again, I keep telling y'all, Florida is better than people think. So just keep an eye on them. Another team to keep an eye on, my favorite team to keep an eye on this year, number 11, Texas Tech. They won again. I'm telling you, folks, keep an eye on Texas Tech. I like the way they look. We're going to see what happens. Now, we will speak quickly on some of the upcoming games this week. Let's see here what we got. See what this ESPN app is going to tell us about college football and what's going on in college football this weekend. Now, in the top 25, some of the games that we have going on, I mentioned U of L at Louisville. Ohio State will face Illinois at Illinois. Ohio State is 5-0. Illinois is 5-1. Ohio State is a 14.5-point favorite. That game will be at noon. Alabama travels to Missouri. Alabama, 4-1. Alabama will take on 5-0 Missouri. Number 8, Alabama versus number 14, Missouri. Alabama is a 2.5-point favorite. Washington State travels to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 32.5-point favorite. Indiana at Oregon. Now, this game could be interesting because Indiana has proven to be better than what we thought. And Oregon, they're really good too. Indiana is number 7. Oregon's number 3. I said Miami was number 3. Got that wrong. That's my apologies. But anyway, number 7, Indiana, 5-0, will take on number 3, Oregon, 5-0. Oregon is a 7.5-point favorite. That game will be at 3:30 p.m. on CBS on Saturday. I mentioned the Red River rivalry. That will be Oklahoma, number 6, Oklahoma, taking on Texas. And Texas is a 1.5-point favorite against Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma in this game. It will be at 3:30 on Saturday on ABC. I like Oklahoma, though. Just Arch Manning just ain't been it. And I hate it for him, but it's just the reality of the situation. What else we got? Notre Dame takes on NC State. Notre Dame, 21.5-point favorite. Arkansas at Tennessee. Tennessee's 11.5-point favorite. I mentioned Florida at Texas A&M. Kansas, 4-2 Kansas will take on number 9, Texas Tech. And Texas Tech is a 14.5-point favorite. Number 10, Georgia goes to Auburn, where Georgia is a 3.5-point favorite. Number 15, Michigan will take on USC at USC. USC is a 2.5-point favorite. South Carolina travels to LSU. LSU is a 9.5-point favorite. BYU travels to Arizona. 5-0 BYU travels to 4-1 Arizona, where BYU is a 1.5-point favorite. And last but not least, for the top 25 to round it out college football, number 21, Arizona State will take on number 4-1 Utah. and Arizona State is 4-1. Utah is a 5.5-point favorite. This will be an interesting game because last time I watched Utah, they lost at home. So it'll be interesting to see if they can bounce back from that loss and defeat Arizona State. Now, that's all I got for college football right now. And next up, we will discuss the fantasy football team that I know y'all don't care about. Let me pull up what my magical fantasy football team did. Yes, another victory for the Colin Kaepernickers, folks. We have moved to 4-1 on the season. We defeated Hyman Hammer 153.7 to 133.7, 20-point victory for your boy. We are now, again, as I said, 4-1 on the year. We have won 3 in a row. Now, Justin Fields, he looked awful. Don't get it twisted, folks. He looked awful against the Dallas Cowboys. But because he looked awful and because the Jets got down so much, the Dallas Cowboys went into that prevent defense in the fourth quarter. My man Justin came through with the garbage time fantasy football points as he gave me 36.6 points. Dak Prescott gave me 42.2 points on the bench, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter because Justin got his garbage time points. However, I will say this going forward, Dak Prescott is officially the starting quarterback for the Colin Kaepernickers. He will no longer be on the bench except for his bye week. Until then, Justin's going to the bench because Justin did not look good. It's just a matter of time before he starts putting up a lot of clunkers. He's not always going to be able to get garbage time points in the second half, and relying on that is a sure way method for your fantasy football team to fail. So if you're like me and you got Justin Fields, if you have somebody you can start over him, by all means, start him over Justin Fields. Dak Prescott, starting quarterback for the Colin Kaepernickers going forward, period. I also had Devon Achane. He gave me 15. Cam Scatterboo gave me 13. Ted McMillan gave me 10. A.J. Brown only gave me 6.5. Jalen Hurts, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? My team could be up here. We right here, but we could be up here. Throw the ball to A.J. Jackson Smith and Jigba gave me 28. And I'm telling you, this man has been the MVP of my team so far. When I talk about somebody who's putting up performance week after week, it's that man Jackson. JSN. Keep it up, my dude. Keep it up. David Njoku, he finally showed up one time for the year. He gave me 15 points. Man. Imari DiMercado. Now, I don't know if y'all had an opportunity to watch the Arizona Cardinals collapse against the Tennessee Titans. I saw most of it on Red Zone, but I also saw Imari DiMercado bust through the hole and take off running for a 76-yard touchdown. But this man dropped the ball before he crossed the plane, showboating. Why are people still doing this? Why do people still do this? I don't understand it. Now, granted, I won, and granted, I didn't lose because of his boneheaded mistake. But the Arizona Cardinals lost because of his boneheaded mistake. But why are people still doing this? Why do people not cross the goal line with the ball in your hand and then do whatever you want after they put the arms up? As soon as you see the ref do this, drop the ball. Do whatever. Do whatever you want. I don't care if you do backflips, dunk the ball on the goalpost. I don't care if you do synchronized swimming with the whole team to celebrate. Do something. But hold on to the damn ball. Make sure you got the touchdown first. This could have been disastrous for me. It was disastrous for the Arizona Cardinals. This man is going to the bench. I'm probably not going to play him the rest of the year. If I could cut him, I would. But you just never know when you're going to need a running back. So I'm going to keep his sorry ass on my bench. But no. He's can't trust you, son. Can't trust you if you're doing dumb shit like that. Broncos defense gave me 17 points. And my kicker, Brandon Aubrey, had a bad day and still gave 6 points. So the fantasy football team update that y'all don't care about, we are 4-1 and on to the next. Who wants some? Now we at the part that my favorite part anyway, and that's where we talk about the NFL. And what I'm going to do is just go straight through all the games and give you my take on all the games. Same thing I've been doing. However, the last couple of weeks, I've been picking out a couple games to speak on. This week, we just starting from the top, and we going to go, folks. We going to go. So let me pull up the NFL schedule here real quick. Week 5. All right, first game, 49ers versus the Rams. This game was won by the San Francisco 49ers, 26-23 over the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Los Angeles Rams, I ain't gonna lie, you had no business losing this game. But the San Francisco 49ers proved that they will be a problem. Mac Jones came in, and let me tell you what Mac Jones did. Let me tell you about Mac Jones. McCurkle. This man threw for 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked 1 time. My man got cramps, got up, kept going. This is what this man does. McCorkle. Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones, ladies and gentlemen. And, hey, look, this man put the 49ers on his back and did what he had to do to get them some wins. He was signed as a backup quarterback by the 49ers, and this has proven to be probably one of the smarter moves the 49ers have made all year because Brock Purdy is a little banged up, and now that they know that they have a solid backup who can defeat a team like the Los Angeles Rams on a moment's notice is what you need going forward. So this will allow Brock Purdy to heal up properly, and it also allowed San Francisco 49ers to keep it moving. So shout out to Mac Jones. Shout out to the 49ers for a huge win this week because they really needed this win after that loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars the week before. 49ers bounced back, took it out on the Rams, won with Mac Jones. I mean, what else is there to say? What else? I mean, what more can I say? Good job, San Francisco. Good job. Now, next game, Vikings versus Browns. This game was played in London at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and the Vikings won 21-17 over the Browns. The Browns started Dylan Gabriel in this game, and ironically enough, they traded Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals today. So, long story short, Shedeur Sanders is now QB2 in Cleveland, but it didn't matter as they still lost to the Vikings. The Vikings are now 3-2 on the year. The Browns dropped to 1-4 on the year. And, hey, look, the Vikings did what they had to do. You know, Jordan Addis, Carson Wentz. They're playing with Carson Wentz right now because J.J. McCarthy's still hurt. And, you know, it's Carson Wentz. J.J. McCarthy ain't been all that either, for real, if we're going to call it spade to spade. But the Vikings are still finding ways to win. Even at 3-2, this was a game they had to have, and they found a way to win, pulled it out at the end. And while it might not have been the most exciting game to watch, this was a game that Vikings fans loved and needed to see. So shout out to the Vikings. 21-17 over the Browns. Next up for the Browns, now that they've traded Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, it's your team now. We'll see how long you got it, and we'll see if they push Shedeur in the game. We'll see what happens. Next up is the Texans at Ravens, and the Texans won this game by the score of 44-10. C.J. Stroud has been struggling mightily on offense all year long. And you know what you need when you're struggling on offense the way C.J. Stroud was struggling? You need to play the Ravens, and that's what they did. C.J. got off the snide. This man threw for 4 touchdowns against the Ravens as they blew out the Ravens. And truthfully, I probably should have made this game Jewel of the Week, especially when I saw that the Ravens were at 9.5 and they thought Lamar Jackson was playing. But either way it goes, the Ravens defense, like I said last week, like I'm saying this week, the Ravens defense is ass. Yes. As long as that defense is ass, the Ravens ain't going nowhere. I don't give a shit if they got Lamar Jackson, Randy Moss, and everybody you can think of on that team. That defense is ass, and they got to fix that shit if they plan on making some Super Bowl predictions come true. Because one thing I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the Ravens got a pretty easy schedule to finish the year. Yes, their division is a little tough if you think Pittsburgh's good. Yes, their division is a little that's all you can say. Cleveland ain't that good. They've already beat Cleveland once. Cincinnati, well, we've seen Cincinnati as well. So I'm not going to count out the Ravens just yet. 12-5 is on the table. 11-6 is on the table. 10-7 is on the table. And they can make the playoffs if they win the division. So winning the division is still up in the air. And I expect the Ravens going to run once they get Lamar Jackson back and once the defense gets a little bit more organized, maybe. I don't know. They got the star power on defense, but something ain't clicking. They look like shit. They look like shit. And as long as they look like that, they're going to lose 44-10 to the Texans and C.J. Stroud. Next up for the Ravens, the Los Angeles Rams are coming to town. I expect Puka Nacua to go absolutely haywire over the Ravens next week. But anyway, shout out to the Texans. 2-3 on the year now. Ravens dropped to 1-4. Good to see C.J. Stroud battle battled through his shortcomings so far this season. We'll see if this can catapult him to doing better, or if the Texans fall back into how they've been playing, where they ain't been scoring a whole lot of points. So the Ravens are always just what the doctor ordered when your team is sick. Giants and Saints. This is a game between two 1-4 teams now. You know, the Giants got their win the week before. Saints got their first win against the Giants, 26-14. Spencer Rattler outdueled Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart looked like the rookie that he is. And I think Giants will be fine. They got the quarterback of the future. They just got to work some things out. And I think they'll be fine going forward. This is not a really good look for them to lose to the Saints after defeating who'd they beat? Chargers? After defeating the Chargers the week before. This ain't really a good look to lose to the Saints, but at the end of the day, the Giants are starting a rookie quarterback, and he's just going to have some growing pains along the way. And that's just the way it's going to be. So, yeah, that's all I got for New Orleans and the Giants. Are just, just two bad teams. There ain't a lot to talk about right now, but, we'll see how they grow during the year. I'll say it like that. Next up, Broncos and Eagles. Now, the Eagles gave this game away. The Eagles were undefeated, and the Broncos they're 3-2. They came to the game 2-2. So I don't know, man. Eagles gave this game away. The Eagles were up at one point, 17-3. And as good as the Eagles are, they couldn't find a way to close out this game. They couldn't find a way to win this game. Matter of fact, the Eagles were winning 10-3 at halftime, went up 17-3 shortly after halftime, and then they didn't score again, not one more time. And I don't have Jalen Hurts' second half stats or anything like that. All I know is they need to find a way to get that passing offense working a whole lot better than what it is now. And maybe playing the Giants will be just what the doctor ordered for them. Maybe they need to play the Ravens. Maybe that's what they need. I really don't know. But they need to figure something out, because as good as they are and as good as they have been at winning games, when it comes time to playing real good teams like the Lions or maybe even the 49ers, you're going to have to be able to do more than just run the ball. And they ain't even been able to run the ball. Saquon Barkley, I don't think he's ran for over 50 yards in a game yet. Or maybe he ran for 57 against Denver. But before that, he hadn't ran for over 50 yards. He ain't been doing a whole lot. And he was limited in practice today. Maybe them 2,400, maybe the 400 carries is catching up to him a lot earlier than we thought. And maybe it's a good thing I stayed away from him in fantasy football. And maybe it's a good thing I was able to get Bijan Robinson the way I wanted to get Bijan Robinson. But that's neither here nor there. The Eagles got some work to do. As good as they are, they still got some work to do. And this is a game they shouldn't have lost. But hey, tip of the cap to Denver. Denver didn't give up. Bo Nix is showing that he has the moxie and the mettle to be the guy in Denver. And as long as he keeps playing like this, the AFC West is going to be a problem. With Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, and, of course, the great Patrick Mahomes, them three right there, that's a gauntlet. That is a gauntlet. And them teams will play each other twice. So, hey, good luck to those in the AFC West. We'll see what happens out there. Good win, Denver Broncos. I ain't mad at you at all. Philadelphia, get your shit together on offense. Cowboys and Jets. Now, I spoke in this game a little while earlier. The Cowboys absolutely dominated the Jets 37-22. This game was never close. This game was never in doubt. Justin Fields has a lot of work to do, people. He has a lot of work to do. And I love Justin Fields. I got a lot of love for the kid. I want to see him do well, but he's got a lot of work to do. So, if you can't dominate, if you can't look good against this Dallas Cowboy defense, which is just as bad as the Baltimore defense, then that means you got a lot of work to do. And, I don't want to shit on Aaron Glenn, but hey man, you're gonna have to fix it, because they ain't gonna put up with that shit. You might make it to the end of the season, but that might be it. So I want to see you turn it around. I like Aaron Glenn, New York Jet lifer. I want to see you do well there, Aaron. So hey, turn things around. Talk to your quarterback, man. Get your boy. Dallas is now 2-2-1. The Jets are 0-5. Next up for Dallas, Carolina Panthers. I just know that off the top of my head, mainly because of fantasy football. The Jets will be facing, who do the Jets face? The Broncos. Good luck to you. Now, Raiders and Colts. The Colts won this game 40-6. The Raiders are dog shit. Geno Smith is dog shit. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the Colts, because the Colts did what they supposed to do. They beat a dog shit team They beat the dog shit out of a dog shit team, and that's what you're supposed to do. So shout out to the Colts. The Colts are looking really good, people. They're looking really good. I'm pretty sure they're 4-1 now. Absolutely right. The Colts are now 4-1. Keep an eye on the Colts, man. And I'm telling you, hey, the AFC South is. I'm going to give y'all a little bit credit. Y'all turned out to be a little bit better than I expected. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But shout out to the coach, Jonathan Taylor, Indiana Jones. Keep doing your thing. I see y'all. Panthers, Dolphins. The Dolphins gave this game away. Dolphins, they're just pretty bad. The run defense is awful. Rico Dowdle ran for over 200 yards against the Miami Dolphins. The Carolina Panthers rallied. They were down 17 points, down 17, and came back and won that game because the Dolphins are just dog shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. You look at the AFC East, you got the Bills and you got the Patriots, and that's it. You know, that's it. You got Tua turn the ball over, and you got Justin Fields out there. AFC East is not looking all that well at all, but top heavy, I should say. Yeah, top heavy, especially after the last game. But you know, the Panthers are 2-3. They got Dallas coming to town. Miami's 1-4. I'm unsure what they got going on next week. Looks like they have the Chargers coming to town. So, yeah, probably going to be another L for Miami and Carolina. I mean, it's Dallas. You never know what's going to happen when Dallas hits the field. Dallas should win this game. Doesn't mean they will. Buccaneers and Seahawks. The Buccaneers did it again, people. They did it again. They came from behind and beat the Seattle Seahawks 38-35 in Seattle. I'm telling you, folks, the Buccaneers, man, they keep finding a way to win. They're 4-1 on the year now. Seahawks dropped to 3-2. Baker Mayfield, man, yeah, I remember what happened now. Tampa Bay tied this game up at 35. Sam Darnold threw an interception. Buccaneers win a couple yards, took a couple plays, got in the field goal range. Boom, game over. Now, this was a fun game. I didn't get to watch it. I had it on Red Zone, but I don't have the Sunday ticket. But I was able to watch some of this game on Red Zone, and this was a fun game to keep an eye on, to follow for sure. I want to say that Igbokwe had, man, what did he have? I mean, that man had a game. 163 yards on 7 receptions and a touchdown. This rookie, Emeka Igbokwe, he's definitely on his way to winning Rookie of the Year. And that's something I wish I'd have gotten a piece of early on before I knew what was going on. But he is definitely shaping up to get Rookie of the Year. This kid has been unbelievable for the Buccaneers, especially in light of Mike Evans being out, Chris Godwin being out, and he's just now returning. Igbokwe has become the safety valve for Baker Mayfield. And I love to see it. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Buccaneers do going forward because they keep finding ways to win. And then, again, it's one of my sleeper teams of the year. Next up for them, 49ers coming to town. Bang, bang, Niner gang. McCorkle Jones, maybe. Well, if Brock Purdy is not ready, we'll take on Baker Mayfield. And it's good to see Mac Jones doing good. It's good to see Baker Mayfield doing good as well. Because these guys had a rough start to their NFL careers. And to see them both doing well at this point is something that we should all welcome, something we should all be happy to see. And if Brock Purdy's unable to go on Sunday, then we will get another great game, I promise you, between San Francisco and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So be ready to tune into that one for sure. But again, congrats to the Buccaneers on pulling out this win. This was a hell of a win. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they found a way to do it once again. And that's been it's been the story for the Buccaneers of this season, finding ways to win and then doing it. Next up, Titans at Cardinals. The Tennessee Titans got their first win, 22-21 over the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Arizona Cardinals absolutely gave this game away. And when I say they gave this game away, I mean they gave this game away. You had the interception that they got, then they fumbled it, and Tyler Lockett recovered it in the end zone. That gave the Titans a touchdown when it should have been a turnover. You got Kyler Murray, who got hit in the face with a spike with the ball when during the shotgun snap. It's crazy. And it looked like he got shot. His head whiplash. That man got whiplash from the snap. I'm telling you, his neck's hurting right now. Probably got an ice pack on it right now. And then we had my dude, Amari DiMarcado, who ran 76 yards and then dropped the ball at the 1 yard line before he crossed the goal line. because he wanted to showboat and be cute and all that other stuff. Could have put the game away. And when he did that, I said, man, I hope they lose. I hope they lose this game, even though it's the Titans. And that's exactly what happened. He did that, and then after that, it was a snowfall of things just happening that caused the Cardinals to lose this game. The Cardinals, that's just probably put a nail into their season. The Cardinals are, because if you can't beat the Titans, man, how good are you? The Cardinals are 2-3 now, but ain't nobody got no faith in y'all. Go on somewhere. Shout out to the Titans on the comeback. Hey, Titans fans, hey, I see the hope. I got nothing but love for y'all. I see the hope that y'all have now. Hey, maybe this turns some things around. Probably not going to have a winning season this year, but the main goal is growing. The main goal should be growing, and the other main goal should be getting a new head coach. But watching Cam Ward get better is something that I hope happens for the Titans and the Titans fans this year going forward. But anyway, Arizona loses to the Tennessee Titans 22-21. Commanders and Chargers. Commanders dominated this game. This was another pretty boring game. The Commanders were in control for most of this game. 27-10. There's just not a whole lot to say. The Chargers, I don't know what's going on with them, man. They beat the Chiefs, and I guess they thought that was the end of the year. They lost to the Giants, and now they're losing to the Commanders. And I'm not saying they should have beat the Commanders. Should have beat the Giants, though. I'm not saying they should have beat the Commanders, though. Jaden Daniels came back, and Bill, I can't think of his full name. I just know we call him Bill. Krosky-Merritt. Bill Krosky-Merritt is emerging as number one running back for the Washington Commanders and couldn't come at a better time. They need running back. Need running back position bad. Austin Eckler's, he got hurt. So it's going to be interesting to see what Washington can do. Washington was one of the teams I had making a deep run into the regular season as well as the playoffs. The Commanders are now 3-2 on the year. But again, they didn't have Jaden Daniels for a game or two. They got him back now. He's wearing a knee brace, but if he's healthy enough to go, and if he can stay healthy and stay upright, they will be fine. So keep that in mind. Washington Commanders are looking good. And another win for the Commanders as they're now 3-2 on the year. Lions and Bengals. Lions beat that ass as expected, 37-24. Bengals just ain't got it. They ain't got it. But, hey, they traded for Joe Flacco. Yay. Now, the Lions are looking really good. Offense is looking really good. Let me go on. Let me give you some Lions stats. Let me give you some Lions stats real quick. Since week 1, where is it at? Here we go. Since week 1, the Lions, where is it at? There we go. My apologies. The Detroit Lions, since week 2, are 4-0. They have a plus 76-point differential, 12 passing TDs, 8 rushing TDs, and they have 1,579 yards. All of these are top 3 in the league since week 2. So what am I trying to say about the Lions? The Lions are hot. And are easily, they're tied for the best record in the NFC with the Eagles, the 49ers, and themselves, and the Buccaneers, all sitting at 4-1. Lions looking really good right now. They handled business with the Bengals like they were supposed to. Next up for the Lions is another good game, if I'm not mistaken. Should be a good game. I know they had the Bengals, which really wasn't a good game. Apologize for the slow-moving phone. Next up for the Lions will be, that's right, the Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. The Lions versus the Chiefs. That should be a good game. Should be a good one that I expect the Lions to come out on top of. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. But anyway, the Patriots defeated the Bills 23-20 in a game that was on Sunday Night Football. Patriots took the lead early in this game, held the lead for most of the game, and won the game. Managed to actually hold on and win the game. So shout out to the Patriots. Shout out to Drake May. The Bills, look, man, the Bills have the easiest schedule in the NFL this year. One of the easiest schedules in NFL history. So they were going to lose a game or two. They weren't going to go undefeated. But don't be surprised if they go 15-2. Don't be surprised if they go 14-3. I'm not saying they shouldn't have lost this game because the Patriots are proven to be better than what people think. And I'm not going to say the Bills aren't as good as we think. All I'm saying is they're not going to win every game. And this is a game that they took an L on. And we'll see what happens. You know, James Cook got shut down. You shut down James Cook, you're taking away part of the offense, making the Bills one-dimensional. If you can manage to do that, you will have a chance. So Josh Allen gets a lot of credit for how good he is, and he gets a lot of credit for the Bills' success. But James Cook is an integral piece to the Buffalo Bills' success. If you can find a way to shut him down, you have a very good chance to defeat the Bills. So that's what the Patriots did. Patriots got the win 23-20 over the Buffalo Bills. Sunday Night Football. The Drake May era begins in earnest for the New England Patriots. Now, the last game, the Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And well, Chiefs had to take an L, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know when y'all want to have the Patrick Mahomes Kansas City Chiefs conversation. Might have it soon when my boy Jeff Jefferson comes on here. The conversation needs to be had. The Chiefs are not who we thought they were. And when I say that, I don't mean that they're not a good team. Chiefs are still a great team. They still have Andy Reid, still have Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce still trying to do his thing out there. They still have some pieces. They're getting older. That window's starting to shut. So we're going to see what the Chiefs have got in store for the rest of us. And truthfully, this is a huge game for the Chiefs coming up. I was not surprised to see the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game. Not surprised to the point that I had the Pats and the Jaguars in a parlay that hit. Yes. Thank you, New England. Thank you, Jacksonville. Just had a feeling. Just had one of them gut feelings that it was going to be one of them weeks. And it was one of them weeks. And the Jaguars, they showed moxie. They showed no quit. They showed that they are here. They defeated the 49ers last week. They defeated the Chiefs this week. The Jaguars are here. The AFC South is setting up to be between the Jaguars and the Colts. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. They won't play until later on in the year. So there's plenty of time for both of them to do a bunch of dumb stuff along the way and cause these games to not be good. But I'm telling you, coming week 11, week 12, week 13, whenever they face off for the first time, that will be for the division. And we will see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, tip of the cap. Tip of the cap, Denver Broncos. Tip of the cap, New England Patriots. Tip of the cap, Jacksonville Jaguars. I see y'all. I definitely see y'all. And well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got. That's all I got for this week. Touched on a little bit of Major League Baseball, touched on some NASCAR, hit up a little bit of college football, ended with the NFL. The NBA season is around the corner, so we will be hitting on that. And I promise you, I'm going to get some good guests on here so we can discuss some NBA basketball along with some NFL, probably even some college basketball. I got some shit in store for y'all, folks. So make sure you stay tuned. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Jason's Jewels channel on YouTube. And take this trip of Jason's Jewels with me. I'm also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for those who like to listen to it. However you choose to do it, be sure to do it. Tune in to Jason's Jewels, the YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Tap in. Y'all be easy. Peace.